All right. Good morning. Welcome to the Cheston Podcast. How's everyone doing out there? It is like in the morning. Just got out the gym, feeling really good. But we're gonna go ahead and get into these hot topics for the week of October 3rd to October 9th. What I wanted to say is this is going to be a long episode because a lot happened last week. I don't know if you've been noticing, if you guys been paying attention to the episodes that have been uploaded. Some of them are over an hour, some of them are 30 minutes, some of them are less than 30 minutes. So it just depends really on how much news is coming, how many things are going on during that week. Depends on the duration of the episode. So this one's going to be a long one because a lot happened for the week of October 3rd and October 9th. Let's go ahead and get into it. CNBC reports Kim Kardashian, she's charged by the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, to pay 1.26 million for failing to disclose that she was paid to promote a crypto token. All right. So Kim, she was charged because what she did was she endorsed an investment and she did not disclose when and how much she was paid to promote the investing, to promote the investment. Sorry. The law requires celebrities and influencers to report when and how much they are being paid to promote investments, especially for securities. And this is what this was for. Kim, she settled and she agreed to pay the 1.26 million to settle. She was promoting on Meta's Instagram for Ethereum's Max's crypto asset. All right. So Kim, she neither admitted to nor denied the SEC findings. Mind you, she has a 1.8 billion net worth. I don't think Kim is worried about this. And this happens to be her first time offense, so I think she's gonna get off on this. I don't think she's gonna, she's just gonna pay her fine. And well, this is what happens. She will also cooperate with an ongoing investigation. So they're making an example out of her, and she's not the only celebrity that's under investigation for this. I heard Floyd Mayweather is under investigation for this. Steven Seagal. It's basically any, like I said, celebrity or influencer that is endorsing any investment opportunities. So that's crypto, loans, investments. You know what investments are. And so yeah, she's currently in an ongoing investigation, and she agreed to not promote crypto securities for 3 years. So that's the stipulations of her terms. She's paying the fine. She just has to do a 3-year period where she can't promote any crypto securities. They're basically using her as an example. So going forward, any celebrity, because I guess which makes sense because Kim is like the most watched celebrity right now. She's one of them. So it makes sense for them to be like, okay, this is what we're going to do for you, because once we do this to you, everybody else is going to fall in line. So that's what I think is happening. But the crazy thing about it was Kim was paid $250,000 just to do the advertisements for Ethereum Max, which she failed to report. That was the amount she failed to report. But she ended up having to pay 1.26 million. And that's including what she got paid. But she got charged $1 million fine on top of that for not reporting. Like I said, they are not playing. But yeah, that's yeah. So if you're going to become a celebrity influencer, remember you have to the law requires you have to let them know, the government know how how much and when you're being paid to promote the investing, whatever investment endorsement you're promoting. All right. Variety reports Elon Musk Elon Musk proposes to complete a $44 billion dollar deal to buy Twitter at the original agreed on terms. All right. So I don't know if you guys have been hearing about this. Probably haven't been paying attention to it, but Elon Musk, he wanted to purchase Twitter and then he backed out. But anyways, back in April 2022, Musk and Twitter, they reached an agreement. They were finally came to an agreement on him purchasing Twitter. But since early July 2022, Musk has been trying to get out of that agreement. I have no idea why. For some reason, he does not. He ran from it. He agreed to take it on in April, and then he ran from it in July. And Twitter ended up suing him to hold him to the terms of the agreement that they reached in April. Musk, he's thrown in the towel because he was likely to lose the case. So now he's, as it's being reported, he's, proposing to complete the $44 billion purchase of Twitter. All I can say is whoever is at Twitter, they're really trying to get rid of Twitter. Whoever is running Twitter, they are tired of running it and they want to give that stress onto somebody else. I don't know about Elon Musk. I know a lot of people are like kind of scared of him running Twitter, and I kind of am too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what he's going to do to it, or what he's going to change, or what he's going to improve. We'll see. But I know one thing. He was talking about making, free speech a thing. Like, he would reinstate Donald Trump's account if he owns Twitter, which is crazy to me. Please don't do so. He is close to Kanye West, so meaning Kanye West will be able to say what he wants and do all his rants. But we'll get into that in a minute, because Kanye, he's definitely in this week's topics. But moving on, Tia Mowry. Sorry, that's not even how you say her last name. It's Mowry. I heard Tamara say it. It's Tia Mowry. Mowry. Yeah, Tia Mowry files for divorce from Corey Hardwick after 14 years of marriage. They were together 22 years total. Tia she's citing irreconcilable differences, asking the judge for joint physical and legal custody of their two children. She's also asking to terminate the court's ability to give spousal support to either couple. They have a prenup. They do have a prenup, and Hardwick. A lot of people they're speculating that Hardwick, her husband Corey, was cheating on her. There was some infidelity in their marriage, or that's the reason why she's calling it quits. But a fan of hers called him out on Twitter, like tried to add him with those accusations, and he basically responded saying lies. We still don't know what's going on between the two of them, but from what I got and from what I've been seeing, it just seems like Tia is in a new headspace, from what she's been posting, her cryptic post, and a lot of things she's been saying on the red carpet, prior to even filing, like weeks before filing. She was just saying a lot of stuff about, making herself first and putting herself first and loving herself. So it just sounds like she's on a journey. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, 14 years, 22 years. But I do believe that people do grow apart. So for me, this is not shocking. I just think, she was with him for so long. Obviously, there's something that she's ready to go, move on from and go forward from. So, all best of luck to her and her children. And I hope that they have a nice, smooth divorce. I hope there's no drama. I hope it doesn't get ugly. I hope we don't find out information we're not supposed to know. But moving on to the next topic. The New York Times is reporting that Angelina Jolie, she files a countersuit over her French home and winery that they once owned together. She filed a countersuit against Brad Pitt over the French home and winery that they once owned together. They're currently going through a divorce. She claims that Brad was abusive to her and their children during a 2016 private plane ride. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I remember back in 2016, there was it was very vague. Nobody went into details. Nothing really came out about this. All you heard was that an incident happened on a plane ride with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and her kids. But they didn't go into details about what happened, what led up. Like you didn't, like I said, you didn't get no details. All you heard was there was an incident on a plane with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie and their children. Now, one thing that was noticeable after that moment that happened in 2016, after that rumor came out, is that Brad Pitt, you hardly see him around his kids. Like, Angelina Jolie always is with her children, always is with the 6 children that they, were sharing. She's always with them, and you hardly see Brad Pitt like with them or around them. But Brad Pitt, he filed a lawsuit against her for selling properties without consulting him, since they were purchased when they were, were married as a couple. Jolie, she alleges that Pitt grabbed her by the head and shook her, then choked one of their children and struck another when they tried to defend her. Now, like I said before, these allegations of abuse first became public after a 2016 private flight. Details were kept sealed in divorce documents and investigations by the FBI and LA County Department of Children and Family Services. They both did an investigation, FBI and LA County Department of Children and Family Services, and both found no action against Brad Pitt was necessary. So they didn't find anything once they did the investigation. Now, details now released, stating on September 14th, 2016, the details have been somehow released, but I guess they were released when Jolie filed the countersuit. Now, it says here that Jolie and Pitt were with their 6 children, and they traveled from Chateau Maraval to L.A. Brad Pitt, he got into a confrontation with one of the children before the arrival at the airport. After the flight took off, Jolie, she asked Pitt what's wrong. Pitt accused her of being too differential to the children and verbally attacked her. He pulled her into the plane bathroom and began yelling at her, grabbed her by the head, and shook her again before pushing her into the bathroom wall. One of the children, between 8 and 15 at the time, they verbally defended Jolie, and Pitt lashed out. He lunged at the child. Jolie grabbed Pitt from behind to stop him, and Pitt threw himself backwards into the airplane seat to get Jolie off of him while injuring her back and elbow. Now, the children, they all rushed in, the rest of them, they all rushed in and tried to protect each other. They're saying Pitt, he choked one and struck another in the face before it was over. And they're also saying that he poured he poured beer on Jolie, and he poured beer and wine on the children, this is crazy to me. But the only thing that it just, I don't know, because you don't see him with his children. You do not see Brad Pitt with them kids. It's like they don't want nothing to do with him. It's like they completely shut him out for some reason. So this is crazy. Now, I want you guys to remember that, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, they met in 2004 on the set of Mr. and Mr. Smith. Mind you, he was still married to Jennifer Aniston, but that's a whole nother story. They got married in 2014. Jolie, she filed for divorce right after that plane ride incident in 2016. And they were both declared single in 2019, but the divorce has not been finalized, with custody and financial issues still in dispute. I just hate that this came out, but I mean, I think Angelina Jolie, she tried to keep it as hush-hush as she could, but I think in this case obviously you can tell it's getting ugly, because they're suing and countersuing each other over properties that were basically purchased together, homes and properties and wineries. So it's getting ugly because both parties invested in these investments, and as you can tell, Jolie, she just wanted to be done with Brad, and she sold everything without even consulting him. So he's he's going after her for doing so, but he should have known, in my opinion, that this was going to come out, by suing her. Like, I think, I don't know Angelina Jolie. I'm not trying to say she's like vindictive or, she's calculated or manipulative or anything like that, but it just seems like, to me, this was her trump card. This was like, okay, if you do this, I'm trying to get away from you. I'm trying to, separate my life from you. I just don't want nothing to do with you. So I'm just going to sell everything, get rid of everything, so we can just get this process over and done. But since you want to be difficult and you want to countersue me because you're mad that that I'm basically done with this. Well, then let's let the people know what happened in 2016 on that plane ride. That's allegedly that's how I feel. This is where it's going. I don't think she wanted to put it out there at first, but now I think it's getting ugly over properties and homes and stuff that they shared together. This is like crazy to me. I never thought that um, it would get this ugly between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, but you know, I want to say, I mean, because mind you, you got to remember he was married when he met her. So am I shocked that it's all going in flames now and that, no, not really, because that's what tends to happen when you're doing, I'm trying to watch my words because I'm not trying to offend anybody or, you know, say anything like too crazy. But what I'm trying to say is that it's no shocker to me that Angelina and Jolie and Brad Pitt are having issues now, being the fact, due to the fact that he was a married man when he was with Jennifer Aniston. I'm a strong believer in karma. I'm a strong believer in what you put into the universe. It will come back to you, or you will get it back in some way, shape, or form. So this is not shocking to me that it's getting ugly, and I think it's going to get worse. I do think it's going to get worse. I don't think it's going to get. I think these two they're mad at each other, and they're trying to, but Pitt, he's already released a statement saying that his attorney released a statement for him saying that he's complying, he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing, but he will not admit to any wrongdoing that he did not do, which is so crazy to me. Like, it's like he's oh my god, I'm trying to not trying to offend anybody, but it's like he's, I don't know, that's his statement. It just sounds like he's denying basically the and I don't want to call, I'm definitely not going to call Angelina Jolie a liar. I'm not going to say alleged. This is what she's filing in the court of law. This is in her paperwork. So obviously she's saying that on September 14th, 2016, he lost his mind. And this is okay per Angelina Jolie. Okay, this is her words. This is what she's saying. Okay, but anyways, moving on. Beyonce and Tiffany and Company, they threw a Club Renaissance event in Paris during Paris Fashion Week. I don't know if any of you guys knew this, but last week and I think this week, it's still Paris Fashion Week. Like, it's still going down in Paris right now. The hottest designers are doing their runway shows, shutting it down. A lot of celebrities out there, getting dressed up, getting their picture taken. But Beyonce, she happened to throw a Club Renaissance party event for Paris Fashion. Not for Paris Fashion Week, but it happened to be during Paris Fashion Week, and it was an invite only. You were required to show same day negative COVID-19 tests. So that means Beyonce's not playing. Do you think? And that made me think when I read that. That made me think. Do you think Beyonce is gonna make you have to show a negative COVID-19, like a same day negative COVID-19 test when she goes on tour? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, because as of right now, a lot of people are not doing the proof of COVID. Like, people think for some reason, people think COVID is gone. Baby, I still go anywhere in the public with my mask on because I don't see how it was like mandatory when it first came here and people were dying from it. And then now all of a sudden you don't have to wear your mask. You can just walk anywhere. No, I don't believe that. I'm not playing them games, but, this is crazy that she required you to show a same day negative test, COVID-19 negative test. So, it sounds like to me, I think Beyonce, she's going to want same day negative COVID-19 tests at her shows. I would not be shocked if that's where she goes with that. But they strictly prohibited cell phone use of any kind. Any guest caught using their phone, they were asked to leave the venue if you were caught using your cell phone. Now, there are no photos of line. No, sorry, there are no photos online of this party. So obviously, these rules were followed, and nobody wanted to get kicked out of a Beyonce, Club Renaissance event. But the celebs that were spotted, from what I read, Tyler the Creator, Doja Cat, Halsey, Naomi Campbell, Boz Lerman, the director, and I'm sure there was many more. But Beyonce's having these low key parties, and she still hasn't put out no videos, no performances, no interviews. This is a depressing era for me. But at the same time, I have to remind myself that Beyonce is a mom now. I've been following Beyonce since Destiny's Child. So I have to remind myself that I've grown up with her too. So it's like I have to, look at how she sees things now. She's a mom. She's a mom of three. So she don't, it's totally different. So I get why she's like not promoting as hard as she used to. I'm like, okay. But at the same time, like it's a hot, Renaissance is a great album. It's a great album. I don't care what nobody says. I will argue you down. That CD is phenomenal. And we can go all day if you want. I don't care, but I'm gonna let you know that's a bad CD. And I just wish that I really want the music videos. I'm so used to Beyonce just putting out music videos. But moving on to the next topic, because I could talk about Beyonce all day. But moving on to the next topic, CNN reports Alec Baldwin, he reaches a settlement with with Helena Hutchins, I don't know, family. So I don't know if you guys remember heard about this back in 2021 when Alec Baldwin was shooting his movie Rust, and his cinematographer, she was killed on set. That's who Helena Hutchins is. Yeah, she was shot, I believe, on the set, and she was killed. And I know at the time Alec Baldwin was trying to not take responsibility, or it seemed like he was trying to figure out a way not to take responsibility. But in the end, the family has reached an undisclosed settlement in the wrongful lawsuit filed against Alex Baldwin and others in February. So the family did file a wrongful death lawsuit, and a settlement was reached, as I just said. The lawsuit alleged numerous industry standard violations. Production companies and producers cut corners, and they chose to hire the cheapest crew available. Ben heard about this. This was crazy. The stunt doubles and unions. I remember stunt doubles that were in unions that were originally going to do the film, but they assessed the film. I guess that's what they do. They see like what type of stunts they're going to be doing, and they deemed it unsafe. The stunt doubles that were in unions, but Alec Baldwin, they basically were trying to find crew members that were not in unions and that would take the lowest pay for whatever. Like he would, like they said in the lawsuit, they were cutting corners, and they were choosing to hire the cheapest crew available, and that's what happened. And because of not following industries, safety protocols and all that, by wanting to cut costs and stuff, it cost a cinematographer her life. Now, the widower, her husband, Matthew Hutchins, he will be an executive producer on the film now. That's awesome, great. And the movie Rust, it resumes filming next year, so they're moving along. But it's great to know that they, settle with the family. It won't bring back Mrs. Hutchins back, but I'm glad that he did work something out with the family, because it seemed like at first he was trying to find every way possible to squirm out of the situation, like to just be like, it's not my situation, it's not my fault, I shouldn't have to do anything about it. But I'm glad that they filed that wrongful death suit against him, because now you can't fix it because somebody died. You can't bring back nobody with money, you know. But um, at least he heard the family out, and he decided to even not even let it go to trial, or before a jury or anything like that. He decided to, let's just go ahead and settle, and I'm glad he did that. So great, great for Alec Baldwin. Good job. I'm glad you settled. I'm glad you did the right thing in the end. All right, moving on to the next topic. Quavo and Takeoff, they tease a future of Migos without Offset. This is crazy to me. I never thought that wait, hold on, let me think about that before I say that. You know what? I didn't think they were going to break up, but I mean, it kind of makes sense now, because now I'm after seeing all this play out. There's a lot of egos in that group, a lot of egos. But the quote that Quavo and Takeoff that they gave is, they're basically saying, "I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo, because we just came from a loyal family that's supposed to stick together." Very vague, very vague. But in their latest song that they released, the lyrics were, "I said Carisha please, cause she too messy. Bitch fucked my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing." So he's alluding, Quavo hasn't said nothing. Of course, he's not gonna say nothing, but he's alluding that. But okay, before I even say that, what he's alluding to, before that, I don't know if anybody's seen that. There was like an interview out there somewhere with another podcast and Travis Porter. I don't know if you guys remember Travis Porter. They're the guys that sing the song "Make It Rain Trick," make it rain trick, and they were doing an interview. And the guy asked him, "Oh, you guys heard the Migos are breaking up?" And one of the members from Travis Porter, because it's an industry people always know what's going on behind the scenes, and he flat out said, "Yeah, man, they're breaking up because of a girl." Now, online, I'm not going to even entertain what people are saying online, but there is somebody that they're saying broke up Migos, a female rapper. I'm not going to say her name. I don't want to put it out there like that, because we don't know if it's true at the end of the day. But it just sucks that, yeah, Migos is breaking up. Basically, it's going to be Quavo and Takeoff with no Offset. Do I think there's a future without an Offset? No. But I feel like the group Migos was on a decline anyway, because didn't they just release another album that they just released, and it didn't do nothing. Like, nobody was listening to it. Yeah, hopefully they work it out. Hopefully they can settle their differences and get back as a group and make money together. But we're going to continue to watch, because I don't think this is over, and I think it's definitely going to play out in front of everybody, and we're going to learn more as it plays out. All right, moving on to the next topic. LA Times reports they are predicting a showdown between Adele and Beyonce in the Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year categories at the 2023 Grammys. Oh my gosh, I hate this. Okay, so I have nothing. Okay, how am I going to say this without offending anybody out there, without offending any Adele fans? So let me get back into this. So a Grammy insider, they're saying that voters could go with Encanto, the movie, the soundtrack for Album of the Year, to avoid choosing between Beyonce and Adele. Which is crazy to me. I listened to both bodies of work that came out this year. I'm not the biggest Adele fan. I have nothing against Adele. She's a great songwriter. She can sing. Her songs are great. But I felt like this last CD was just a continuation of her past CDs. I feel like there's always a theme with Adele's music. It just to me, it just sounded like something I've heard before from her previous albums. No offense. Um, with this new record, Renaissance, um, what I love about it is that Beyonce dedicated it to the LGBTQIA community, which it is. That album Renaissance is from start to finish is for the gays, for the LGBTQIA, like I said before, and it's just a phenomenal album. The mixing, the transitions, the beats, it's like a melting pot of sounds, and it's so good, and it's very this album to me, she deserves album of the year, record of the year, song of the year. She deserves all of them. Beyonce did her thing with the CD, so it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Grammys, they hardly get it right. It's very rarely they get it right of who should win the correct award. In previous years, they've been given that album of the year to people that definitely did not have a better body of work than Beyonce at the time. Taylor Swift won album of the year over I think it was I Am Sasha Fierce one year, and then Beck won album of the year over Beyonce self-titled, which was crazy. And then Adele, she won album of the year over Lemonade. It's just, I don't like to get into Grammy politics, but on to another topic. The Weeknd, he did not submit Don FM, his last CD, for Grammy consideration. I don't know if you guys remember, The Weeknd is currently doing his little strike against them. He is boycotting them. He is pissed at the Grammys, and he is no longer, doing anything with them. We're just gonna have to see. Hopefully the Grammys get it right. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath, like I said, but I am looking forward to the 2023 Grammys. If anything, I know Beyonce probably is gonna blow the house down, tear the house down with a performance like she always does. If she can't win the award, she's gonna give an iconic performance. So yeah. All right, moving on to the next topic. We'll move on to that one. Okay, so I don't know if anybody has been paying attention with everything that's been going on, but this past week, oh my God, with Kanye West. So he showed a White Lives Matter shirt for his Yeezy fashion show in Paris for Paris Fashion Week, and I don't agree with the shirt. I don't like the shirt. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to go into detail because I can go on for days. But he received all types of backlash, and he basically posted that everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. First of all, Kanye, Black Lives Matters was not a scam. The movement very much was needed, and it still is needed because we still have, we're still a work in progress. But yeah, it was not a scam. I'm sorry that you have Candace Owens in your ear telling you how the creators of Black Lives Matter, they misappropriated funds. It does make the movement look bad, but at the same time, we needed that movement. We really did, as Black people. This is my thing with Kanye. Kanye is so disconnected from Black people. He's so I'll get more into that. But anyways, so after he posted that, all heck has been breaking loose like all week. But anyways, so the Vogue global fashion editor, her name is Gabriella Carefa Johnson. She basically got attacked by Kanye because of her opinion of the shirts. She basically described the shirts as incredibly irresponsible and a dangerous act. Correct. They're incredibly irresponsible, and they are a dangerous act because that is just going to gaslight, racist and bigots. Like Kanye don't even know what he's doing. He has no idea, but he's so out of it. I hate when he speaks on world issues, because you're not in touch with the world. You're not in touch with black people. You don't know what's going down on, on ground level. You're up there, making your billions, running your companies, and just spouting stuff that is not true. So, basically, he posted her picture, talking about her outfit, talking about her clothes, basically saying Anna Wintour would have hated her shoes, like just ripping her apart, piece by piece, But we had Gigi Hadid. She jumped in to defend Gabriella. She called Kanye a bully and a joke, which is pretty accurate for me. And then the creative director of Supreme, his name is Tremaine Emory. He called out Kanye for using Virgil Abloh's death. He says that this time last year, Kanye called Virgil's designs a disgrace to the black community in front of all his employees at Yeezy. And Ye was not invited to Virgil's actual funeral, the one before the public one at the museum that they had where Kanye was at. He basically says that Kanye is not a victim. He's just a narcissist that's dying from validation from the fashion world. Okay. That was a lot. But okay. So Vogue, they ended up issuing a statement defending the global fashion editor. They said that they stand with her. She was personally targeted and bullied, which is unacceptable, which is true. And they said that a private meeting was held with Kanye, and she spoke her truth on her terms, which I'm glad happened, and I'm glad that Kanye had to sit there and she got to say what she had to say to him. And I hope it was just, it didn't have to be rude, but I hope it was to the point and it was raw, and I hope he got it. But anyways, Kanye, he responds on Instagram by bringing up not knowing where his children was on their birthday, basically saying that the public chimes in when we want to tear a black man down for having a different political opinion. He's basically asking where were we when he couldn't see his kids, and he says he went public with that in hope of public support at the time. Okay, this is crazy to me. What does your kids have to do with your White Lives Matter shirt? Like, okay, you know what? No. I actually take that back, because I heard somebody say, his kids are actually, white. That White Lives Matter slogan goes for, Kim and his kids. Okay, that's great. That's fine. I can see how you're doing that, but it's still a dangerous act, and it's still irresponsible. This is just crazy to me. I hate that you're using this narrative that the public wants to tear, we only chime in when we want to tear black men down. I don't consider you black. Sorry, Kanye. I don't. I haven't considered you black in a long time. I think you want to use this argument of, the black trying to tear a black man down. You only trying to use that in the case of what I'm gathering from all this is that you're trying to make the Kardashians look bad, which is, I hate to tell you, but that's not going to happen. Kardashians, they're running it right now. They have so many people in their pockets. So I doubt, your little smear, what you're trying to do. This is basically what he's trying to do. He's trying to smear the Kardashians. He's trying to make them look bad. He's trying to make them look like they're kidnapping his kids, which I don't think is the case. It's like, but this is my thing. It's like, that's your ex-wife. That is your baby's mother. This is a private matter. You guys should be handling this behind closed doors. If you feel like it's unfair, then why are you not going at them illegally? Why aren't you having your attorneys, serve them with whatever you're feeling is unfair, or how you're feeling, she's being kidnapped, but you're not. What you're trying to do is you're trying to have the public attack the Kardashians. It's what he's doing. But Khloe Kardashian, she chimed in, chimed in on Instagram. She basically responded to Kanye, and she said, please stop tearing Kimberly down and using the Kardashians when he wants to deflect. She says he knows where his children are at all times, and he wanted separate birthday parties. He changed his mind and wanted to attend their party, the Kardashians party that they had for Chicago, and he went. He changed his mind and he went. And she basically says, please leave Kim and the family out of it so the kids can be raised peacefully. That was I think it's getting to a point where they're getting tired of him, bashing them, trying to start, because it's easily, that's what Kanye's trying to do. He's not getting his way with Kim. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to turn the public away from Kim. But what he's realizing is that you can't do that. Where Kanye messed up, in my opinion, this is my opinion now, where he messed up is when he married Kim. Marrying her gave her the cosign. Kim would have never got that cover of Vogue if she did not marry Kanye. That was Kanye's connect. Because remember, her first cover of Vogue is with Kanye. So, yeah, I mean, you can't be mad that you put all this time and effort and you built this thing and you built this machine. Because, I mean, I don't want to say Kanye made the Kardashians, but he definitely, with him marrying Kim, it was a cosign. It definitely was like, okay, we can't look at her like that no more. This is now, she's married to an A-lister. She's married to somebody that is like, A-list in the game. So we got to, we can't look at her how we used to look at her. And I think that's what happened. And, the public started to change and started to see her differently. And a lot of people, are in love with Kim and love Kim and the Kardashians. I'm not one of them. I mean, I don't hate the Kardashians. I don't have an issue with them. But I don't want to say they don't have talent because that's not fair. Them girls obviously do have talent. If they can sell you guys, because I don't buy their products. So I'm going to say to you, who, if you've bought anything of the Kardashians, a Kylie lip kit, a Skims outfit, a skin product from her beauty line, that's a talent to me. To get y'all, to brain, I don't want to say brainwash. Oh my God, it sounds mean, but to get you guys, because this is my thing with the Kardashians. I've never met or seen a beauty brand that they sell beauty, like they're selling beauty products, but their beauty is not natural. Their beauty is not natural. Like that is just crazy to me. Like I've never, like, that's like, that's like you're selling fitness tapes, but we know that you're always on the damn doctor's table. That's like, that's like Little Kim, or I don't even want to use her as an example. Okay, I'm not even going to use nobody as an example. What I'm going to say is that's like a celebrity we know very well that we know has a history of plastic surgery and then coming out with these fitness, with a fitness line. Like, like they, all they do is dedicate their life to fitness, but we know that's not the truth. That's the equivalent to what the Kardashians is doing to me. And like I said before, I don't buy their products. So it's a talent to me that they have people out there, selling out their stuff when, yeah, like I said, it's a talent. It's a talent to get the following that they got. So, I just can't believe that, Kanye is trying to paint this picture. He's trying to, because they are like a popular family like now. Like you can't tear the Kardashians down. They're part of Hollywood. They have so many people behind the scenes working for them or paid off, or, it's, girl, bye. You're not, good luck to Kanye trying to tear them down or trying to, turn the public against them. It's just, this is crazy to me. But so Kanye, he responded to Khloe. He basically said that she's lying and that the Kardashians are liars. And he brings up incidences with Chicago and Psalm, his other son, his youngest son, where he felt he felt that he was purposely left out of birthday parties. And he said he should see his kids 100% of the time. It should be 50% because of the separation. And then he says they wouldn't have played with Donda, his mom. I don't feel comfortable with him using references to his mom, because I feel like a lot of the things he's doing and a lot of the behavior he's displaying, I don't think his mom would be okay with. If we want to be honest, if we want to be really honest, I don't think she would be okay with him terrorizing his baby's mother on social media and her family, because that's what he's doing. I'm gonna say it before. I'm not the biggest fan of the Kardashians, but it's still not fair. It's still not fair how he's terrorizing her, and like, oh, I feel so bad for Kim. Like, like you're stuck with this man basically for life because you guys have like all them kids together. But um, like I just Kanye, get it together, man. Candace Owens, she basically supports Kanye by going after Gigi Hadid. She basically said she compared Pete getting Kim's children's names tattooed, Kim and Kanye's children's names tattooed on him as bullying Kanye. How? How is that the same? How's it? What she's doing is she knows that Kanye there's something mental going on with him. So what she's doing is she's adding fuel to the fire. Miss Owens, yes. I see what you're doing, baby. Like girl, bye. I already know what you're doing. You're adding fuel to the fire because you feel like you have this big A-list headline grabbing celebrity on your side. So you're going to use that as a point of bullying when Pete, okay, first of all, Pete was dating Kim. That was her new boyfriend. You're making it sound like this strange man just got these, okay. Now, I'm not saying it's normal. It's absolutely not normal behavior. So dating a woman you just met and getting all her kids tattooed on you and stuff like that. That's not normal. But I mean, it's Hollywood. What is normal in Hollywood? There is no normal in Hollywood. So I'm not shocked that happened. Celebrities all the time just meet each other and get, tattoos of their names on each other. So that's nothing new. But do I think it was a bullying tactic on his part? No, I think Pete, he was in love with Kim. Probably still is in love with Kim. And he was just trying to show her, he was trying to woo her. That's what I think that was. I don't think there was any malicious intent. I don't think Kanye has a problem with Pete. I don't think Pete ever had a problem with Kanye. Kanye's mad. And he's mad. He's salty. He's so salty. But Candace, that's not a valid point. That's like, sit down. Just sit down, girl. But anyways, Kanye, he responds to Gigi and Hailey Bieber, because Hailey Bieber, she also chimed in, and she stuck up for the global fashion editor, Vogue editor, Gabriella. And he's just attacking everybody. He attacked both of them for sticking up for her. He called Gigi corny, and he said, this is what he said about Hailey Bieber. Well, Baldwin is her real name. Her original last name before she got married. He called her nose job Hailey bald loose. What? Nose job Hailey bald loose. And then he says to rally behind an obvious Corey Gamble level non-fashion industry plant. He was talking about Gabriella. Now, for those that are like, okay, who is Corey Gamble? Now, I don't know. Hold on, if you guys, this is all related to the Kardashians. Corey Gamble is Kris Jenner's partner, boyfriend, whatever you want to call him. That's who he was calling Gabriella, Kris Jenner's boyfriend. And in the middle of his rant, he decides to bring up Beyonce, Lizzo, Travis Scott, and Future, which has nothing to do with anything. He calls Gigi a Karen again. He said that she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She's a zombie for not speaking up when his child was kidnapped on her birthday. Your child was not kidnapped. Stop saying that. Stop saying that, Kanye. I'm sorry. Your child was not kidnapped. Like, nobody's kidnapping your babies. Khloe said it. You know where your children are all the time. Like, I don't even think Kim would. Like I said, he's really trying to smear the Kardashians. He's so mad and spiteful. You know what I think it is? I think he feels that Kim should be loyal to him. He don't want to divorce Kim. He does not want that divorce to happen. What I think happened was Kim was tired. I think at one point, at one point she was afraid to divorce him, and I think she thought that people would dislike her for divorcing him. But I think with how things have been happening, especially in the last, I'll say 2 to 3 years, how Kanye's just been on the decline as far as, his stances, like, okay, the Make America Great Again, and how he's endorsing Trump and stuff. Obviously, he hasn't been reading the reports, about how they, rated Mar-a-Lago and what they've been finding and all the tax fraud and all that stuff. So, but to this date, he's still endorsing Trump and saying that Trump would have made America great again, which is it's just what we are witnessing. And I'm going to call it now. What we are witnessing is how powerful a man can be, and then how he's going to just lose it all. And I'm telling you now, Kanye is going to sabotage himself. He's going to burn himself so bad and not even realize that he's his own problem. He's the reason why he'll end up losing everything. But continuing, he continued to attack Haley. He posted an article alleging her a previous romance, a past romance with Drake, which we still don't know if it's true or not. He also got into it with Diddy and Boosie. Had some tweeting back and forth, texting back and forth with them. They're basically voicing their they don't like what he's doing, what he's saying. But Kanye's sticking to his guns, and he's already saying that he's going to sell the t-shirts. And as of right now, from what we found out, he is restricted on Twitter and Instagram. So he's been locked out of his accounts, and he can't tweet or post on Instagram because of all the bullying and all the craziness he's been doing. But in the midst of all this, multiple designers, they went to Rolling Stone magazine, and they've been basically, they're saying Kanye borrows, quote unquote, a nicer word for stealing. He borrows their designs for his Yeezy brand. So here we go. The designers, they receive an invitation from Ye's team where they present their design ideas, and which would later allegedly be ripped off and sold as his own. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing his new shades that he has out, the Yeezy shades. He allegedly borrowed the design from a young designer. His name is Frankie Baca. That's Frank with a Y, and then Baca, Baca. You can go ahead and look him up. He has like actual, what he shows you side by side, his design and Kanye's design, and eerily similar. You definitely can tell somebody ripped off somebody. That's all I'm gonna say. So basically, he's currently doing social media campaign where he's sharing screenshots of DMs and texts between Kanye and his team on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We also have another designer with the same story, a Harlem-based brand named Legendary Six. They said that they went to they were doing an event. Kanye saw their hats, liked the design of their hats. They met up with the whole Yeezy team. They said that he just stopped responding out of nowhere, similar to what he did to Mr. Baca. Stopped responding. Next thing they know, months later, they see this new product from Yeezy come out, as if, Kanye designed it on his own or created it on his own. And it's very similar to what they created themselves. This is crazy to me. Okay, so Adidas, with all this going on, Adidas, they also released a statement saying they are reviewing their partnership with Yeezy, Kanye West. They state all successful partnerships are rooted in mutual respect and shared values. After repeated efforts to privately resolve the situation, we have taken the decision to place the partnership under review. So currently, the whole Yeezy brand with Adidas, that's their partnership. That whole brand is being under review right now. They don't even know, with everything that's Kanye's doing, how he's acting out, they don't even know if they want to continue. Now that Kanye is restricted from Instagram and Twitter, I do know that he uploaded a video on YouTube where he sat down. It was like a private recording where he sat down with the the Adidas CEO, like, the heads of Adidas, where he, was trying to hash out his issues with the Yeezy brand that he's been having with them. And he pulled up a porn video of one of the guys. I I can't with Kanye. I can't. I can't. He's just he at this point. It's not even about the talent anymore with Kanye. It's like he's pulling stunts, and that's what I feel like he's pulling these stunts. He wants us to think he's a victim so bad. He wants to be painted as a victim. This black man, poor me. This black man trying to. First of all, I can't see him as a victim. You're a billionaire. You're a billionaire. You did your thing. You're like one of the top celebrities, but you're using your platform to basically. It's just crazy to me how we go from Kanye in 2005, 4 saying, George Bush don't care about black people, to Kanye in 2016, 2017, promoting Trump, make America great again. It's yeah, something's not clicking. I just I already don't listen to Kanye's music. I'm done with his music, so I don't. I did like his designs. I did like his shoes, his Yeezy line, but now I'm even questioning. Now I'm even questioning if I want to support that. Like, if I even want to wear that now. Like, I'm done with Kanye. I'm tired of talking to him. I don't even want to talk about him no more, because this is just. It's just like he's trying to do a smear campaign against his baby's mother. Like, I understand you probably don't agree with everything that Kim does or is about, but you gotta, at the end of the day, this is who you chose to marry. This is who you chose to procreate with. Work it out privately. Why can't y'all just work it out? And you got attorneys. Why can't you just do what Hollywood people do behind closed door? Scream at each other. Across the table at the with the attorneys at your side. Like, I can't. Kanye, just please keep him restricted. Keep him restricted on Twitter and Instagram. We do not want to hear or see any of his craziness. Moving on to the next topic. All right. The New York Post is reporting, Right Said Fred. They say an arrogant Beyonce used I'm Too Sexy without permission. Now, Right Said Fred is that duo, that little group from the 90s, or was it the 80s? 90s, 80s. And they had that song, I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt. Everybody knows that song. Well, that sample, composition from that song was sampled on Alien Superstar on the Renaissance album. I don't know if you guys, once again, if you guys, it's a great album. If you have not heard it, you need to hear it. Alien Superstar is a great song. For me, I cannot hear the sampling or whatever. So I guess it's like real specific, probably like a 5-second beat or something like that. But they came out and said that Beyonce basically used the sample without permission. Here's their quote. They said, "Normally the artist approaches us, but Beyonce didn't because she is such an arrogant person." Not true. They continue saying, "She just had probably thought, come and get me." Wow. So we heard about it after the fact when you did. Everyone else, Drake and Taylor Swift, they came to us. Drake sampled I'm Too Sexy on the Way Too Sexy song in 2021, and Taylor Swift, she sampled the song on Look What You Made Me Do in 2017. They go on saying, to use our melody, they need our permission, so they send us the demo and we approve it, and if so, we get a co-write credit. With this Beyonce thing, there are 22 writers. It's ridiculous. So we would get about 40 pounds, which is crazy to me. Like, why are we complaining? Now it sounds like you're complaining about how much you're getting paid, like, which is crazy to me. So 40 pounds is $44.27 in US dollars, in United States dollars. So I guess that's what they're getting, 40 $40 for the for the co-write credit. Um, they're complaining, saying that this is because there is so little money right now in actual sales. Everybody that's involved wants a cut. They claim that they feel powerless to stop Beyonce. They concluded that it's best to let it go and look forward to the future. Come to find out, the song "I'm Too Sexy" samples Jimi Hendrix's Third Stone from the Sun. The estate has been paid for the privilege of sampling. So if anybody was wondering, well, did they pay their sample? Yes, they did. They paid the Jimi Hendrix estate, and they also get the Jimi Hendrix estate gets a co-writer credit on the song "I'm Too Sexy." But Beyonce, she responded to the New York Post after she heard about the statement that was released. And she basically says she's denying the claim, saying that the comments made by Right Said Fred stating that I used "I'm Too Sexy" and "Alien Superstar" without permission are erroneous and incredibly disparaging. Permission was not only granted for its use, but they publicly spoke of their gratitude for being on the album. For their song, there was no sound recording use, only the composition was utilized. Permission was asked of their publisher on May 11th, 2022, and the publisher approved the use on June 15th, 2022. They were paid for the usage in August 2022. So they were paid. Permission was already asked. I think they're mad about the amount they're getting paid. That's what it is. That's why they're speaking out. But this was all done prior to the album even being released. But anyways, the copyright percentage of the Right Said Fred writers with respect to use of "I'm Too Sexy" is a substantial portion of the composition. Collectively, the Right Said Fred writers own more than any other singular writer and have co-writer credit. This accusation is false. That's Beyonce's statement. She's not playing. I don't know if you guys heard before this, Khalees was making the same accusation. She was pissed that Beyonce did not call her. I think what it is with these artists, even though Beyonce is doing it the correct way, what she does is she reaches out to the publisher. She don't even reach out to the artist. She reaches out to your publisher and she asks for permission. And then the publisher decides from there if they're going to approve it or not, you know? And I think in a lot of these cases, a lot of artists don't own the publishing. So that's why they're feeling salty. Like Khalees, for example, she does not own the publishing. I think she said that Pharrell, has all the publishing to her songs. And that sounds like something she needs to take up with Pharrell. I don't get why were we upset with Beyonce. I get that people are like, well, I'm the artist that originally did the song, so you should hit me up. But if she's doing the correct industry procedures where you go to the publisher and you ask for permission, and I don't see what the issue is. She did the right thing. She's paying for it. She's even giving you guys a co-write credit. Yes, it may not be a lot, but I mean, it accumulates over time. That $44 is going to add up over time. So I don't know why it's such a, people are just so mad. But like I said before, Khalees, she previously accused Beyonce of the same thing. Beyonce sampled some composition, I'm assuming, from one of her songs for her song Energy. Khalees was complaining about it. Beyonce removed the sample completely and her co-writing credit. So she just took it out and was like, I'm not going to do this with you. I'm glad that she did this statement. It's unlike Beyonce, because normally she just lets anybody talk crazy about her and just keeps them moving. But this, I just think in this case with Right Said Fred, they're just pissed at how much they're getting. The amount that they're getting, that's what it sounds like to me, because they got, they have the credit, they got everything that they were saying that they, you have to, what you have to go through, they approved it, and she gave them co-write credit. So end of the discussion. I don't see what the big deal is. All right, you guys. Well, that was this week's topics. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. It's all the Cheston Podcast. It's all the same. You'll find me. You'll see my little picture, my little icon that pops up, and make sure you subscribe, share, and like. Okay, you guys, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Have another phenomenal week. We will be back here same time. New episode coming next Tuesday. I will see you guys. Have a good day. All right.